Joining us now is House Foreign Affairs Committee member Congresswoman María Salazar from the great state of Florida, who is one of those serious-minded legislators trying to solve this complicated issue. Let me first get your reaction to the agreement being worked on in the Senate.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. We don't have the final legislation, so it would be irresponsible on my part to be speculating. But we do know that we have to solve the mess at the border. We got to seal the border, just like you said. Any country that respects itself needs to have control of who's coming in and who's not. And right now, what we have is 6 million illegals coming in the last 3 years. We cannot afford that for the rest of in 2024. So that's why I have written a law called the Dignity Law, which accomplishes the same thing as H.R. 2, which did pass with a majority of the Republicans in the House of Representatives. The thing, Mr. Gowdy, is that we need to do something bipartisan because we need to have the votes between Republicans and Democrats to pass legislation, whether it's in the Senate or in the House of Representatives. And as you know, we only have 2 vote margin. So my bill is the only one that both political parties have sat down and we have negotiated. And we accomplished the same thing as H.R. 2. We seal the border. We invest $35 billion in the best technology, and then we end catch and release, which is the big monster in the room. Because catch and release is what has, or the asylum system, or the asylum laws that we have right now, is what the illegals are gaming the system. Stop it. We create humanitarian centers where we give the opportunity to anyone who's claiming asylum to come in, prove their case in 60 days in a humanitarian campus, 5 campuses along the border. If you have merit, you stay. If you don't, you have to go back home. After that, we determine that the Mexican cartels, this bunch of thugs who are the coyotes, who are making an immense amount of money, we're going to make them we're going to designate them part of a transnational organization, meaning that we will be able to not only arrest them, ask Mexico to deport them, and freeze their assets. We're going to make the child sex traffickers rot in jail, 25-year mandatory sentence. And we're going to provide Border Patrol what they need: technology, more money, more agents. So, and then after we do all that, we can look back and we can make those who are here, who have been here for more than 5 years, who've been paying taxes, to pay for having come in illegally, and then give them some type of dignity so they can work in the promised land, which human dignity is one of the 7 principles of conservatism.
All right, let me ask you this. For those at home that obviously they care very much about this issue, but they may not follow it as closely, obviously as you do. Politics is messy, and sometimes you have to do things that seem unconnected. To a viewer at home, what does securing the border or immigration reform have to do with military aid to Ukraine? Why are those 2 issues linked together?
Well, because that is what some members of the Republican Party have asked leadership to do. We don't have to do that. I don't mind doing it, but I do know that the most urgent and imminent issue we have right now is that we got to seal the border, and we need a piece of legislation that does it. And we have not been able to come together in the House and in the Senate to produce that legislation. So I'm just waiting to see if dignity is taken up as a consideration. We got to seal the border, and we got to take care of those people who are here. 10 million illegals. We're going to make them pay for having broken the law.
Real countries have real borders, and María Salazar has real solutions to a problem that has confounded this country for a quarter century. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us. Look forward to continuing this conversation.
May the Lord help us. That's all we need. And thanks to you for your time.